Hog 2.6 is the most iconic and well-known deck in all of Clash Royale, which is why in the next 5 minutes I'm going to show you exactly how to use it like a professional would. Now before we get into the actual tips, I'll show you how you should play your opening hand. So, if your opening starting hand has Hog Rider, go in first play with it. If it doesn't have Hog Rider, Ice Spirit the Bridge. And if you don't have any of those in your starting hand, wait for your opponent to make the first play. It's as simple as that. Also, do not cannon first play, as that can lead to some of your games being lost within 30 seconds. Now for the proper tips. So for this first one, it can be explained in only 3 words. Protect your Musketeer. The Musketeer is your main defense, your damage dealer, your air defense. So you want to protect her at all costs, whether that be from ground troops like Mini P.E.K.K.A attacking her, or even when she's crossing the bridge on 1 HP and you want to protect her with an Ice Golem or a Hog Rider in front. This leads me on to my next tip, which is create the triangle. Now for you more advanced players, you probably know what I mean, so you can skip ahead to the next tip, but if you're unsure, stick around and I'll explain it to you. The triangle consists of having your cannon in the middle, your Musketeer to the side of your tower, and your distraction cards, which are your Ice Golem, Ice Spirit and Skeletons, up high. This enables you to have 2 damage dealing cards defending your opponent's push while not even being touched by their push, or even any spells they throw your way due to the spacing out of each card. This will lock down any push in the entire game if played right. So for you Arena 16 players out there, when you see 3 Mega Knights coming at your tower, just remember the triangle and you'll defend and have a nice little Hog Musketeer counter push. Now remember though, it's best to create the triangle when you have a big push. No need to Musketeer, Cannon and Ice Golem if there's a singular Lumberjack. Now leading on from this tip, let me show you how to correctly use the Ice Golem in this deck. So, for example, let's say there is a single Lumberjack coming across the bridge. Well then all you need to do to defend it is place your Ice Golem 1 tile on the opposite side and it will drag the Lumberjack across, allowing both towers to kill it easily. But what if something bigger was coming across the bridge, such as a P.E.K.K.A? Well then you would do the same thing, but place a Musketeer in the middle of your towers as well, to DPS it down. These next 3 tips are for the beginners out there, because they're very easy to implement into your game. And the first one is cycling your fireball at the back of their towers instead of the middle. This way you have a higher chance of hitting one of their troops they might place alongside hitting the tower. For the second one, it's placing your Hog Rider in the corner because it's quicker than placing it at the bridge, giving your opponent less time to react. And for the last beginner tip, it's to not split lane push. This deck is all about defending well and chipping the tower, so don't launch your Hog Rider at their full HP tower if you already got one down 800 damage. The only scenarios where you would ever do this is if you were playing a split lane pushing deck, such as Recruit's Bait or Royal Hogs. The next tip is to track your opponent's counters. For example, if your opponent has cannon as their only counter, then you need to keep track of when they have cannon in cycle, which will determine how and when you play your Hog Riders. For example, if they have cannon in cycle and you go in for a Hog Rider, you can prediction fireball it, or if they're playing their cannons high to avoid fireballs, you can Musketeer at the top to snipe it, which will allow your Hog Rider to get more damage. You can also support your Hog Rider by playing an Ice Golem in front of it to tank damage for the Hog Rider. Or you can even Ice Spirit in behind the Hog Rider if their counter is something like a Mini P.E.K.K.A. Another way you could do this is you can outcycle their cannon by playing your cheat cards quickly and getting back to another Hog Rider. But if you're in double or triple elixir, and no matter what you do your Hog Riders just won't connect on the tower, you need to stop playing your Hog Rider, and then you need to start spell cycling at their tower with your fireball and your law. This next tip is incredibly simple when starting games but highly effective, and it's to counter press your opponent. What I mean by this is if they play a Golem, Lava Hound or other big troop at the back first play, then you need to go in opposite lane with a Hog Ice Golem or a Hog Skeletons to force out elixir on the other side, which will mean that they don't have as much elixir to build a big push behind whatever they place. And lastly, to master 2.6 Hog, you need to learn the cannon placements, and I'll teach you them in the next 30 seconds. So, place your cannon here for Battle Ram, Hog Rider, Ram Rider or Royal Hogs. Place it here for Giant, Goblin Giant, Electro Giant, Rune Giant or Golem, and here for Expo and Mortar. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.